Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you for coming back to my channel and watching this video. So I got some requests to do how I studied how I study and my study routine. So basically today I'm going to be showing you guys how I studied last year in my first year BSc that got me distinctions and got me into medical school. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. So I think I'm going to start by explaining like my routine, and then I'll explain how I studied for each subject. So I want to tell you guys what I got distinctions in, because I feel like it will give me credibility. I don't know, but I got distinctions in math for both semesters. I got a distinction in physics for both semesters. I think yeah. I got distinctions in physics for both semesters. I got a distinction in English in the last semester and the second semester. I got a distinction in biology in the second semester. And what other subject is there? Is it math? Oh, and then organic chemistry. I got a distinction in organic chemistry in the first semester, but the second one I didn't. So yeah, I just wanted to say that so that I can sound credible. So how I would start with like planning how I would study and tackle each semester is that I would basically make a timetable, something like this. I didn't fill out everything, but I would make a timetable like this, and then I'll just make like blocks, and then I write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on, and I write the date. And then in each block, I would like write when I'm going to study. So for Monday, today is the 27th of June. So if I were to study like last year, because I don't take these subjects anymore, but then I would study from 10 till 1 o'clock, and I would study physics. I'll just put there, I don't know if you can see, but then yeah, you see, I'll put like from 10 until 1 o'clock, I'll put physics, and then I'll give myself about like a 2-hour break, an hour's break. But then I gave myself some time, because then from 1 o'clock I usually eat and then shower and stuff like that. So now I would start studying again around 4 until 6, and then I put physics, and then from 6 until 7, not 7, 6 until 9, I'll study another subject. Here I just put English. So basically that's what I would do. I'll just make like a timetable like this, and then like organize when I'm going to study. Like I would say Monday I'll study from like 8 till 12 o'clock. I would be studying mathematics or practicing my math and stuff like that. But then usually I gave myself 3-hour windows, and then I would take like an hour or 2-hour break in between like each interval. And then yeah, so that's what I would do. Depends on you. And then on my breaks I would like do like daily chores, or like clean my room, wash the dishes and stuff like that. And then if I was done with my chores, then I would just like rest or take a nap and stuff like that. So that's what I did with the routine. And while I studied, I think it's called the Pomodoro effect. I'm not sure. I think it's called that. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but then basically in the I said that I studied within like 3-hour intervals. Within that 3 hours, because it's really hard to like stay focused in 3 hours. So I would give myself either between 25 to 30 minutes where I like focus on my work, like work hard, like focus on my work. And then after those 30-minute time interval, I'll give myself like a 10-minute break, like a mini break, and then I'll just like leave my work, I don't know, walk around, go on my phone, play a game, drink some water, like whatever you want to do. And then after that 10-minute break, then I'll go back to my 30-minute study session, and I'll like focus, don't touch my phone, don't do it, just focus on my schoolwork. So that helped me a lot to like stay focused. I'm still working on it because I still get distracted sometimes, but then like something that helped a bit. So yeah, that's what I did for the routine. I don't know what else to say about the routine. If I remember something later on, I will like say it and I'll reference it back. So then now I'm going to explain like how I studied for each subject. I'll start with math. Math for me is the easiest subject to study, specifically for me. So basically for math, what I did is just like practice, like just practice. I think I went through like, before a test, I would like go through like 10 question papers, or yeah, between 10 question papers, around that number. And I would ask people to send past papers. Like I would even go to like 2015 past papers and like do them just to like get the rhythm of things and how they ask questions and stuff like that. I would, just an example, these pages, okay, this one, yeah, these books, they're 160 pages on. I would finish about like 2 to 3 of them per semester, just doing practice papers and practice papers. So that's basically all I have to say for math, is that I did practice papers. And I also went to my lecturer and I also asked help from my tutors to like help me with certain questions that I didn't understand. And with those questions that I didn't understand, I would put like a marker, like I would use these things. And I would use the yellow one to say that it's like important for me to remember this, or like to go back to this. And I'll just take it, and paste it wherever the question is. And then before an exam, I would know that, okay, this is one question that I struggled with. And then before the exam or the test, I would like do that question, like repeat it and practice it until like I can basically do it without even thinking about doing it. So that's what I would do. For physics, the same goes. I would just practice the papers, because for last year our teachers would tell us like what sort of questions were in the test or were gonna come on the test. So, and they gave us like practice questions, so I would just like practice those questions, ask them when I got stuck, read some terminology, because there's also terminology in physics, study some terminology, memorize them. But then basically just doing past papers helped me a lot in physics as well. And also asking your lecturer for like help. I swear my math and physics lecturers knew me. I don't know if they knew me by name, but then they knew my face. But the physics ones knew everyone. They made a really big like effort into knowing everyone. So I would do that. And when I went to go ask for like help, I didn't go the day before. I did go sometimes the day before, because maybe the previous times I was busy with other subjects, but I would make it a point to go there like at least 2 days before, because I know like when you go the day before, there's a lot of people who want help, so they don't give you like that much attention and like explain things to you properly. So I would go like 2 days, 3 days before, even a week before if I could, and I was really struggling and I had a question about a certain question or a section. I would go there and they will legit sit with you and explain things to you. Like they will do that. They won't send you back. I have never gotten sent back by a teacher, by a lecturer, not a teacher, by a lecturer. So that's what I would do. I would like stay away from like going the day before, because there's a lot of people going there and they're just gonna speed through explanations and not give you like a full explanation. And that was physics. Biology. When I studied biology, I know a lot of people ask me, like even my younger sister, she's taking life science right now. Biology and life science are basically the same thing. With that, like you can do practice questions, but then like you need to like memorize your work. So it's like different from like math and physics, which is like you just like practice. So with biology, what I did is that I would take a chapter or a section, I would study it, read through it. I would read through it maybe twice. After reading through it twice, I would do this thing called blurting. I heard it from this other girl's YouTube channel when I was like researching ways to like memorize things. So basically what she did is like you read through your your biology book and you study it, that specific section, and then maybe later on during the day, let's say you studied at like 8 o'clock in the morning, around 8 p.m., you would just take a piece of paper, like a blank piece of paper like this, just a blank piece of paper, and then you'll do a mind map or however you want to do it, but then you'll just write down everything you remember from studying that chapter or that section.
Hi everyone, I am busy editing this video and I wanted to add something. With the blurting, I didn't necessarily do it later on or the next day. I would also do it right after I finished that section or chapter. I would do the blurt, and then when it came to exam time or when I was writing a test really close, like really soon, let's say it's the day before, I would just read through that chapter and do the mind map thing over and over again until I could remember everything that is important for the test. Yeah, so that's what I would do.
And then I would take the chapter or the section, and then I would check what I got right, what I remembered, what I didn't remember, sometimes you remember something but you don't explain it fully. So then after taking that mind map and then checking my textbook, I would add on the mind map stuff that I did not remember. Yeah. So I don't know. I can explain it with these I have my psychology notes here. You see, but then these ones I made notes. I didn't like do blurting. I made notes, but then after I did my notes, I would like do a blurt on the side on a piece of paper, and then the stuff that I didn't remember, I then came to my notes and I like added them in. You see, like this stuff there, I'll add them in like a different color, like a red or a green or I usually put red for like something that you need to know. I'll put red or yellow. I either use that, so that's what I would do. I would highlight, you see, like it's upside down. I'd put like extra information because it wasn't like that. It was like when I made notes, it was all black. So then all these color things are like stuff that I eventually added. I highlighted the important stuff. So basically that's what I would do when I was doing the blurting and when I make my notes. Another thing was that with structures, because they had like a lot of structures. So what helped me to memorize the drawings, because they would ask us to like draw or label the stuff in the tests. So I would like take it, draw it, and then look back to my textbook and see where I went wrong, and then write in a red pen the structures I went wrong in, and then I'll look at it, close it, and then try and draw it again. So I'll just draw, and then label it as well until I got like 100% correct drawing and the correct labelings. So that's what I did for bio. And another thing for bio is that you can also do past papers as well. But then last year when I did my BSc, they had computerized tests, so we didn't have like a past papers per se, so I didn't practice with past papers. The next one is chemistry. Like I honestly am shocked that I got a distinction in the first semester, and in the second semester I missed the distinction by like 1%. But then like I'm really shocked I did well in that module, because anyway, there were like, I don't even know what to say about studying chemistry, but I'll tell you what I did. But I don't think it's like an exact study method. Basically with chemistry, I would practice past papers with my tutor. I went to extra classes. I paid for extra classes. There was a guy at our school that came and gave us extra classes, and to be honest, he's the only reason, I think, one of the reasons, like maybe number two, no, not even number two, he's the number one reason why I passed chemistry, because he would explain things so nicely and he would give us the answers like to the questions, because the tutors that they give us at school, like the free ones, the one that you pay for in your tuitions, they were not helpful. Like some of them were helpful, but majority of them were not helpful. Like they would expect you to know the answer to it, and I'm just like, bruh, I wouldn't be asking you this if I knew what it was. So I had this guy who would do extra classes with us, and we would have them twice a week. I can't remember. I think it was on a Wednesday and on a Saturday. Tuesday and a Saturday. So we would go to those extra, I would go to those extra classes, and we would do like the stuff we did in class. Because in chemistry and organic chemistry, like when I was at class, I didn't understand a thing. I was just there for decoration and like listening to the lecture just for like attendance points. But then like I think I only grasped like 10% of the work that we did there, and then the rest was like Lihle helped me a lot. That's the name of our tutor. Do like past papers with us, and then he would break down each chapter. Every time I came from extra classes with him, either that night or the next day or like 2 days later, I would redo all of those questions that we did with him, because I wanted to like be able to do them myself. So I'll just redo them, and if I got stuck, I would just like text him or go to the next class and then ask them, oh, we did this last week, but then like I still don't understand, and would explain it to us again. So that's what I did for chemistry. And another big factor that helped in chemistry, and now that I think about it, also in math and physics, there's this YouTube channel. But like that YouTube channel is like God sent. The name of the channel is the Organic Chemistry Tutor. Although the name says it's about chemistry, he actually teaches about math and physical science, and he also does math, physical science, and chemistry for grade 12s, grade 11s, and I also think grade 10s as well. But he also does a lot of varsity work. So I'd always like in class for some of my like even math, some physics chapters, and majority of organic chemistry or just plain chemistry, like I didn't understand what they were saying in class. So after going to class, I would just like go on this guy's channel and then type the chapter that we did or the section that we did in class, and then he would explain things like so simply and so beautifully. He also gives what's it called, examples. So I'd write down all the examples that he made there and the answers to them, and then I would repeat them again until I knew how to, like basically repetition. That's how I memorized everything and knew everything. It's basically repetition. I'd repeat things like 10 times, 3 times. It depends on how long it took me to catch the work or like to understand the work, grasp it. But yeah, basically that's what I did. And I know there's another channel called Ken Academy that a lot of people use. I guess it's good, but then I just preferred the Organic Chemistry Tutor. Yeah, I'll leave a link to his channel below. I don't know if I'll be able to put like a picture of how his channel looks, but I literally recommend his channel to like everyone who asks me, how did you do well in this subject, like how did you grasp this section. That guy is like top notch. You will not regret it. So watch his channel. Another tip that helped me, okay, with my studying is that learn your teachers and also the papers. I don't know if that makes sense, but then teachers have a specific way of asking questions and a design of like the question paper. I don't know if I'm making sense, but like let me take my biology for example. Like after my first test, I saw like the format and how they asked questions, and then after the second test, and then I wrote the second test. So when I looked at the first test and the second test, I saw that there's like similarities in them. Not like they asked the exact same questions, but then how the teacher asked questions and what type of questions your lecturer or teacher asks. So I would like analyze that, and then by doing that, by like learning your teacher or your lecturer, you can kind of like, while studying, it helps you to be able to like distinguish which is important, which is most likely to end up in the question paper, which is most likely to be like an essay question, which is most likely to be like a multiple choice question, which is most likely to not be in the test. I say still study everything, take everything important, because sometimes they'll shake things up and be like, oh, let's add something new. But I just wanted to add like a disclaimer, and it's that the way I study, might not be the way I memorize things and get things to like stick in my mind and to remember things might not be the same as you, because everyone's different. Some people are audible learners, some people learn from like writing things and stuff like that. So even though these worked for me, I would say take them and then like customize them specifically for yourself and then see if they work for you. Because I don't want you to be like, oh, well, Nomfundo did this and she got distinctions. Why am I not getting distinctions? It just means maybe you don't grasp information like that, and you should just find another way to grasp information. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you for tuning into my video and making it to the end. I really appreciate you. And I wanted to thank all my subscribers. The last time I checked, I had like 199 subscribers, and I just wanted to say I'm so thankful for you guys, and thank you so much. I don't know what else to say, but like, thank you so much. And share this video with someone who might find it interesting, who might learn something from this. Friends, family. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more, and turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss another video from me. Thank you. Bye.